Toastmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Matt, and I'm here to break the ice. I'm going to give you a brief background about myself, talk about my interests, and tell you some of my future ambitions. I came to Raleigh in 2003 to attend NC State University. I studied business management, and while I was there, I told myself, Matt, by the time you're 30, you're going to be a millionaire. And after graduating in 2007, I got my first corporate job as a manager trainee in an electrical material distributor. And after a year working there, I was miserable. I hated it. I had a bad attitude, I had a chip in my shoulder, and so I quit and actually found a pretty cool job that I loved, which was doing field marketing for a beverage company. I got to go out in the field, do some really cool events. It was fun. But unfortunately, this was in 2008 when the job market, or the market crashed, and my contract did not get renewed, and so I was out of a job. And that really taught me that anything that's given to you can easily be taken away, and the only person that you can rely on is yourself. So I found the next job as an outside salesman for a document management, printer, and copier sales company. And if you've never had an outside sales job, one, it's pretty brutal, and two, if you've never heard of the copier industry, it's even more brutal. You go door to door to businesses, asking for opportunities to sell them things that they don't want. Couple this with the fact that it was 2008 and nobody had any money, so they wanted nothing to do with me. So feeling dejected, I left that job and kind of entered what I call my quarter life crisis. I didn't know what I was doing, where I was going. I was kind of just in treading water and starting to panic. And so one way that I found to cope with this was to start working out and to work on my nutrition. And soon I was blown away by how great I felt, how the change I saw in the mirror was really motivated. It struck a chord with me, and I found passion in fitness. So I was jobless. I was like, man, how am I going to make ends meet? So I saw personal trainers can actually make a decent living. So I was like, well, if they can do it, I can do it. At least temporarily, I'll make some money doing this. So the next 4 months, I poured myself into learning as much as I could. I got certified and then launched my career as an independent personal trainer. Well, built my client portfolio, but after a year, I still was not a millionaire yet, far from it, and I was starting to get burnt out. I was waking up early in the morning to train people before work, I was working late to train people after work, and I was starting to realize this isn't sustainable, and that the only way that I could get to my millionaire goal was by scaling up and opening my own business and essentially multiplying myself. So with that in mind, I opened my current business, Capital Strength and Conditioning, in 2012. We help our clients build muscle, burn fat, and develop themselves through physical training to become the best they can be. Well, little did I know, 3 months after opening, I was going to face the biggest moment of the biggest obstacle of my life. I was training a client, and I misstepped and heard a loud snap, and it felt like somebody shot me in the calf. And I couldn't walk. I was walking around for the next week like this, and eventually my girlfriend, now wife, convinced me to go to the doctor, and the doctor said, you should have had surgery a week ago. If you ever want to walk normally again, you got to repair your Achilles tendon. I ruptured my Achilles tendon. So I'm in debt from opening a business. We're not profitable yet. Now I've got another $10,000 of debt from having this injury that I had to get. I was dejected because nobody wants to work with a trainer who can't walk. And I was kind of panicking, like, what am I going to do? And so one lesson that my father always taught me growing up was, anytime you're in a crisis, first, don't panic. Second, step back, view your environment, and gather your resources, and then take the next best action that you can take to put yourself in a better position. And that's what I decided to do. I accelerated my plans, I hired people, and then I devoted myself to being a student of business, marketing, advertising, and sales so I could turn my business around. Fast forward 4 years to today, I've got about 8 people working for me. Business is in the green, things are going well. I've got over 120 clients at our gym, and things are good. So some of my interests, obviously I'm really into personal training, fitness, health, and making myself actively better. I also, like I said, I'm a big student of marketing and advertising, how to create a business, how to generate value, distribute that value while making a profit. It's really fun, it's fascinating to me. And lastly, more recreationally, I really love traveling and new experiences. I really feel that reality is purely subjective, and we all filter all of our experiences through a lens. And if you're not actively expanding that lens and learning new things and trying out different experiences, then your worldview is going to be very narrow, but actually could be very wide. So some of my future ambitions, I have plans the next 3 years to open a second and potentially a third location for my gym. I want to launch an online coaching business so I can help people globally achieve their optimal outcomes. And lastly, I have a goal of becoming a paid speaker, and I want to earn at least 5 figures through either speaking fees and or back-end sales on products off that speaking engagement. I am 31 now, and unfortunately I'm not a millionaire yet, but now I have a clear path on how I can get there, and I'm excited to start walking it. So, thank you.